JavaServer Faces is a Java specification for building component-based user interfaces for web applications. It was formalized as a standard through the Java community process and is part of the Java Platform, Enterprise Edition. JSF2 uses Facelets as its default templating system. Other Vue technologies such as XUL can also be employed. In contrast, JSF1X uses JavaServer Pages as its default templating system. JSF versions, JSF 2.2 introduced new concepts like stateless views, page flow and the ability to create portable resource contracts. JSF 2.1 maintenance release 2 of JSF 2.0. Only very minor amount of spec changes. JSF 2.0 major release for ease of use, enhanced functionality, and performance. Coincides with Java EE6. JSF 1.2 many improvements to core systems and APIs. Coincides with Java EE5. Initial adoption into Java EE, JSF 1.1 bug fix release. No specification changes. JSF 1.0 initial specification released. How it works: based on a component-driven UI design model, JavaServer Faces uses XML files called Vue templates or Facelets views. The Faces servlet processes requests, loads the appropriate Vue template, builds a component tree, processes events, and renders the response to the client. The state of UI components and other objects of scope interest is saved at the end of each request in a process called state saving, and restored upon next creation of that view. Either the client or the server side can save objects and states. JSF and Ajax. JSF is often used together with Ajax, a rich Internet application technology. Ajax is a combination of technologies that make it possible to create rich user interfaces. The user interface components in Majara and Apache MyFaces were originally developed for HTML only, and Ajax had to be added via JavaScript. This has changed, however, because JSF supports multiple output formats. Ajax-enabled components can easily be added to enrich JSF-based user interfaces. The JSF 2.0 specification provides built-in support for Ajax by standardizing the Ajax request lifecycle, and providing simple development interfaces to Ajax events, allowing any event triggered by the client to go through proper validation, conversion, and finally method invocation, before returning the result to the browser via an XML DOM update. JSF2 includes support for graceful degradation when JavaScript is disabled in the browser. Ajax-enabled components and frameworks. The following companies and projects offer Ajax-based JSF frameworks or component libraries: Prime Faces Ajax framework with JSF components, JBoss Rich Faces, Ajax-enabled JSF components for layout, file upload, forms, inputs and many other features. Oracle ADF Faces Rich Client, Oracle Application Development Framework, Backbase Enterprise AX JSF Edition, Ajax Framework, IBM Notes, XPAGES, Apache MyFaces, the Apache Foundation JSF implementation with Ajax components, Sun Java Blueprints Ajax components, ZK Ajax Framework with JSF components, Isophysis, Open Source, Java JSF Extension Framework and Rich Components, Ajax without JavaScript. Latest developments: Facelets was adopted as the official Vue technology for JSF 2.0. This eliminates the lifecycle conflicts that existed with JSP, forcing workarounds by Java developers. Facelets allows easy component tag creation using XML markup instead of Java code, the chief complaint against JSF1X. The new JSF developments also provide wide accessibility to Java 5 annotations such as @managed_bean, @managed_property and @faces component, which removes the need for faces config XML in all cases except framework extension. Navigation has been simplified, removing the need for faces config XML navigation cases. Page transitions can be invoked simply by passing the name of the desired view facelet. addition of partial state saving and DOM updates are part of the built-in standardized AJAX support. The latest JSF release has built-in support for handling resources like images, CSS and JavaScript, allowing artifacts to be included with component libraries, separated into jar files, or simply co-located into a consistent place within the web application. Includes logical naming and versioning of resources. JSF 2.0 also includes a number of other changes like adding support for events, separate development, staging, and production modes, similar to Rails ENV and Ruby on Rails, and significantly expanding the standard set of components. Criticism: in their January 2014 Technology Radar publication, ThoughtWorks wrote, "We continue to see teams run into trouble using JSF, JavaServer Faces, and are recommending you avoid this technology. Teams seem to choose JSF because it is a J2EE standard without really evaluating whether the programming model suits them. We think JSF is flawed because it tries to abstract away HTML, CSS and HTTP, exactly the reverse of what modern web frameworks do. JSF, like ASP.NET Web Forms, attempts to create statefulness on top of the stateless protocol HTTP and ends up causing a whole host of problems involving shared server-side state. We are aware of the improvements in JSF 2.0, but think the model is fundamentally broken. We recommend teams use simple frameworks and embrace and understand web technologies including HTTP, HTML and CSS. References: Oracle JavaServer Faces Technology, JSF Specification, JSF 344, JSF 314, JSF 252, JSF 127, JSF 316, Notes. External links: Official website, the project page for JSF at java.net, Core Servlets JSF tutorials with source code, Isofface's official site of the Isofface's open source project, JSF 276 design time metadata for JavaServer Faces components, James Holmes JSF resources extensive listing of JSF articles, blog entries, tutorials, and more, JSF Central JavaServer Faces Community, Java EE4 Tutorial Chapter 17, JavaServer Faces Technology, Java EE5 Tutorial Chapter 10, JavaServer Faces Technology, Java EE6 Tutorial Chapter 4, JavaServer Faces Technology, Java EE7 Tutorial Chapter 7, JavaServer Faces Technology, JSF Tutorials, Examples, and Articles Catalog, JSF Matrix listing various JSF implementations and their features, brief review on the latest changes to JSF 2.0 to be reflected in Java EE6, Prime Faces official site Prime Faces, JSF tutorial site in all JSF tutorials, examples and good email support for coding problems.